and you're watching Dansportsnews.
No, Ferrick, and you're watching Dansportsnews.
I'm Everett, and you're watching Dansportsnews.
This is Javon Cornell, you're watching Dansportsnews.
This is Maya Kino, and you're listening to the Dansportsnews and Friends podcast.
This is Will Richardson, and you're watching Dansportsnews.
What's up, everybody? It's Clee Wop. You're listening to the Dansportsnews podcast.
This is Nicole Michelle, and you're listening to the Dansportsnews and Friends podcast.
This is Jaden Gould, and you're listening to the Dansportsnews and Friends podcast.
This is Elliot Cadone, and you're listening to Dansportsnews.
Today's guest is Nazier Mule, who plays shortstop and pitcher at Passaic County Technical Institute in New Jersey. He is the #1 player in the state and top 10 in the country. Last month, he committed to the University of Miami. I'm Daniel Flores, and this is the Dansportsnews and Friends podcast. Tell me a little bit about growing up in Paterson first.
Growing up in Paterson has always been, I want to say like a blessing, because I was thankful enough that my parents work hard and they were able to put me in the nice part of Paterson. Not all of Paterson has the best people around or the people with the best intentions, so I was thankful enough for my parents to be able to put me in the good part of Paterson. It's a very quiet area. There's no disturbances, nothing like that. But yeah, everything has always been local. I started off, I went to public school, and then I went to a charter school here in Paterson. My whole life I've grown up in Paterson.
So how were you able to stay focused on baseball and not, get caught up in the streets and stuff like that?
Yeah, my family, my mom, my dad, my uncle, my grandmother, they always, taught me to stay away from the wrong crowd. So I didn't really leave the house too much unless it was for baseball, just for, personal purposes, because I but I preferred not to get caught up with the wrong crowd, like you said, on the streets. So I went to school, I had friends there, but other than that, I came home or went to practice, and that was about it.
How old were you when you first started playing baseball?
I was 2 years old when I first started practicing and things. I played T-ball at the age of 4 or 5, and then it all kind of spiraled from there. I started playing travel ball at the same age, and everything just went up.
And who was the first person to actually put the ball in your hands when you were younger?
My uncle and my father, we would always, go in the backyard, hit off the tee, play wiffle ball, things like that in the backyard. So my uncle and my father have been the ones that really persuaded me to get into the game.
And who were some of the baseball players that you looked up to as a kid growing up?
When I was younger, I watched Derek Jeter a lot. That was kind of my idol at the time. I just know he was a great role model. He was a great player. He was a great teammate, so he was who I aspired to be at one point.
Now, at what age did you realize that you were significantly better than all the other kids your age?
When I was 5 years old, I played on a 10U team, so all the kids on that team were 5 years older than me, and I held my own there. Once I got to the age of 7, that's when I started playing with kids my own age group. Then I realized, I was performing very well. And as the years went by, I just realized that I was performing extremely well. I threw harder than all the other kids I played against, and I hit better than a lot of them also. So I realized that this could be a career in the future, hopefully, and I really just kept practicing and working on my craft.
And I know you're 6'3", so were you always one of the taller kids growing up?
Yeah, I was always tall. I was always a big kid.
When you're in middle school and stuff like that, you choose, when you're in 8th grade, you choose to go to PCTI to play baseball. Now, as we know, here in Jersey, there's other top-tier teams like Del Barton or Bergen Catholic, Don Bosco for baseball. So why did you choose PCTI when you were in middle school?
PCTI was close to home. I had a lot of friends going to the school. I met and spoke with the coaches over the summer, and it just really seemed like a good fit, staying close to home, not having to take a 30-minute drive every day to go to school. But yeah, like I said, I just had a lot of friends going there, and the coaches were great, and I just felt like it would be a really good fit. It was also a vocational school, so I get to leave with a diploma, kind of, to be able to work for any industry I chose while I attend tech. So yeah, that was a really great opportunity also.
So what did you choose to study there?
I take culinary.
Yeah, what do you like to cook? What's your favorite thing to cook?
I like to make breakfast. I'm a breakfast guy.
Okay.
I like to make breakfast sandwiches, eggs, sausage, bacon, that kind of stuff. Starting to learn more about cooking, actual meals and stuff, like steaks, things like that. But yeah, I'm a breakfast person.
Now, you also played some basketball, at PCTI though, right?
Yeah, I played my freshman and sophomore year.
So you stopped doing that?
Yeah, I couldn't. I did basketball just to kind of stay in shape and just have fun. I was not really a basketball player, but now that I'm getting closer to college and the draft and things like that, I can't risk injury. So now my junior and senior year, I won't be playing basketball, just focus on baseball.
Did you guys have a season at all last year at PCTI?
No, we didn't get to have our high school season, but I played in the summer, travel and things like that. So I was still thankful I was able to have that opportunity.
So you played travel in the summer and in the fall?
Yes.
And what team were you playing for the travel this season? Well, this past season?
I play for PS2 Academy here in Wayne, New Jersey. It's located on Hamburg Turnpike. It's very local. A lot of my high school friends play for that team also, so we get to kind of have that chemistry already and build more bonds than I already have. And the coaches over there are great. The staff is great, and they really helped me develop my game. Since I've been going there for about a year and a half now, I've really developed and become a better player.
And from what I understand, you also played travel in Florida. How did that work out?
Last year I didn't because of the pandemic, but before that I played with the West Palm Beach Gamblers and FTB, which is Florida Travel Baseball, and that's always a fun experience also. Being able to go down there, meet new guys. There's a little bit better competition over there just because it's hot all year round and things like that. But yeah, that's always a great experience as well.
Will you be doing that this off-season after a regular baseball season in high school?
Yes. All through the summer, I'll be going to many different states, Florida, North Carolina, Alabama, and Georgia as such. Yeah, it should be a fun summer. I have a lot of things planned coming up.
One thing that's really big is the Little League World Series. That's always on TV in the summer with the kids on ESPN. So did you ever take part in that? Were you ever in the Little League World Series growing up?
I did not. I'm not sure if our district had a team, so I was never really a part of that event. But I've been in many great events that have brought me very good memories, so I can't complain.
Yeah, I tend to see more South Jersey and the Philly teams doing that more than Northern Jersey.
Yeah.
You pitch, you play shortstop, and you play third base, but what's your primary position?
I'm a primary shortstop, and then pitching is my secondary. I haven't played third base in maybe 3 or 4 years, but I primarily play shortstop and pitch as of right now.
And which do you prefer, or which do you think you're better at?
I can't choose one. I practice both equally. I work on both every day, so they're pretty even as of right now. I plan on doing both for as long as I can. I committed to the University of Miami as a two-way guy, both a shortstop and a pitcher, so I plan on doing that until maybe potentially the draft or anything ahead. When the coaches decide what they need me utilized for, then I'll let them make that decision, but I'm a two-way guy as of right now.
And from what I understand, you can throw a fastball at 94 miles per hour, or is it faster now?
It was 97 miles per hour most recently.
Wow, and you're just 16 years old, right?
Yes.
So how old were you when you threw your first fastball in the 90s?
When I had just turned 14, I believe. It was maybe 2 or 3 weeks after my 14th birthday. I touched 90 miles per hour over in Georgia. And then since then, I was just skyrocketing after that point.
So 97 miles per hour at 16 years old. What's the average that a 16-year-old baseball player, a top player, would throw?
The average in the whole class, I'm assuming as a 16-year-old, was probably around 80 miles per hour, higher 70s, lower 80s, but everybody's different, so I'm not really sure on the average average stats on that portion, but I think there's maybe 2 or 3 other guys in my grad year that throw 97 or 96 miles an hour, but I don't know if there's anyone else my age doing that, because a lot of the people in my graduate year are older than me by a year or so. I'm actually supposed to be a sophomore, but I started school early, so I'm not sure if there's anyone else at my age doing that, but I know there's maybe 2 or 3 guys in my graduate year doing that.
Wow, so you're really playing a year up, actually?
Yes.
Wow, so you have an incredible talent there.
Thank you.
During COVID, how did you stay prepared? Like you said, the season was canceled. So what were some of the workouts that you did to stay prepared, and was it more intense knowing that you didn't have a season to actually play?
I kept the same workout. My indoor facility was closed due to the pandemic and restrictions from the state and things like that. So me and my coach would just meet up at a field and we would practice every day. So a lot of it just consisted of drills, ground balls, hitting, things like that. It wasn't any like scrimmages. There wasn't a large group that wasn't allowed at the time. So a lot of it was just independent and individual stuff with me and my coach. So I just used that time off, I guess, to really better my craft and not focus on games, but more getting better so I could perform in the games that would be upcoming.
So this upcoming season is technically going to be your second year officially playing high school baseball?
Yes.
So freshman year, did you play varsity? I assume you did.
Yes.
So what was your team's record and what were some of your stats and stuff like that, if you remember?
I think we were 15-10 maybe. Pitching, I had 75 strikeouts throughout the year. Hitting, I had 26 hits. I had 4 home runs. Yeah, I had, I'm not too sure, honestly. I had around 24 RBIs, something to that effect. But, yeah, I had 26 hits, 75 strikeouts.
What was the ERA?
26 RBIs.
What was your ERA?
The ERA, I don't know exactly what it was, but I believe it was under a 1. I think I had 8 starts maybe, and I gave up 3 or 4 runs.
Okay.
So I'm sure it was. I'm not sure how much under a 1 it was, but I'm pretty sure it was under a 1.
So what motivates you to keep working out? Because I'm sure you have those days, where you're tired, and don't really want to work out or practice. So what motivates you to keep going that extra mile?
Just my family. Growing up in Paterson, it's not easy for everyone, and I have 3 younger siblings, so I hope that the faster I can make it to where I want to be, the faster I can get them out of this environment. Even though we're fortunate enough to be put in the good part of Paterson, there's always something that can happen because this is a more hostile town than others in the area. So, yeah, just my family, getting my parents a nice house, nice cars, in a very nice state or city maybe. But, yeah, just doing that and getting my younger siblings out of this town.
As we know now, back in February, you officially committed to Miami. What was it about them that stood out to you over all the other schools that recruited you?
It was just the coaching staff and the brotherhood. I spoke with all 3 coaches over at Miami. They just really handled themselves well. There's so many things that goes into it. It's Miami. The weather, the campus is beautiful. The coaches there, they're just top notch. But yeah, I really spoke with the coaches and they let me know, what they do for their kids. And it really showed that they don't care about their kids just as baseball players, but also as humans. So I really like that, they care more about the person than the ability. And I have a few friends going over to Miami, so it should be fun, reconnecting with them. And yeah, like I said, just the brotherhood and the coaches, it should be an awesome experience.
And Kaden Martin, another guy who's 2022, like yourself, just committed there. What are your thoughts on him going there as well?
I haven't played with him yet. I know he's a great ball player. It should be fun. I know we have a lot of great guys in our class and in the 23 class going to Miami. We have the number 1 2022 player in the country, Elijah Green, going there, so that should be fun also. I know we have a lot of great guys, so I can't wait to see what's going to happen.
Now, as you know, baseball is a sport where you guys can get drafted out of high school. I wish they did that again in basketball, like in the olden days. But how locked in are you to playing college baseball? Like, what if you get drafted?
I think college is what I want to do because, baseball, there's something that always can go wrong, God forbid. But baseball needs to be a backup plan, I would sort of say. Not baseball needs to be a backup plan, but you need to have a backup plan for baseball. So I would like to attend college, get my degree, get my diploma. You can't play baseball forever. So after you're done with baseball, you've got to have something to do. You can't just sit home and do nothing. So I really plan on getting my education and getting a diploma from the University of Miami. So I think that's the route I would take. I mean, I can't ensure that that's what I'm going to do, but I think it all just depends on, where you get drafted, signing bonus, things like that. But that's something I'll worry about when the time comes. So as of right now, I'm just focused on getting an education.
Does it feel like a sigh of relief, a weight off your shoulders that you've already committed and you still have this season and next season to play?
It's not really a relief, but I'm just going to keep getting better and better every day, like I've been doing for the past years, just so that I'm fully ready once I get to the University of Miami or wherever my future takes me. It's honestly great to know that that's going to be my home in a few years, but it doesn't take away any of the practice, any of the hard work that's going to come in the near future.
How many overall D1 offers did you have?
I didn't count my offers. I just looked at them, spoke to the coaches, and essentially just made a decision at the end.
So the season starts in about a month, high school baseball. What have you been doing to get ready?
Like I said, I practice every day. I work on every aspect of my game every day. There's always something you get better at. There's always someone out there working hard at you. There's always someone out there more talented than you. So I just keep on, getting better every day like I can.
And what are some of the goals for you this upcoming season?
The only goal I have as of right now is to be able to reach 100 miles per hour. But even once I hit that goal, I don't want to stop. There's always going to be a new milestone you can reach. There's always going to be a new goal you can achieve. So you can't really set one goal. You always got to try and beat that goal by as much as you can.
And what are some of your overall goals in your baseball career?
I just want to be the best player I can be. Everybody wants to make it to the big leagues. Everybody wants to get drafted, things like that. But I just want to be the best version of myself. And whatever happens, happens. It's obviously a dream and a goal of mine to make it and become a professional baseball player. But I just want to be the best version of myself. And hopefully that will be good enough for these coaches, and I'll be able to make my dreams come true.
Now tell me about some of the accolades and awards you have won and stuff like that throughout your career.
Yeah, I've been to the Little League World Series, not the one on TV, but the one in Texas. When I was 9 years old. When I was 9 years old, I went to the League World Series in Texas. I was the MVP of that tournament. But yeah, I did that. I've been to the Perfect Game Select Festival. I was selected to try out for Team USA. I participated in the Perfect Game World Series last year. We made it to the championship. We came in second place. I was the MVP pitcher of that tournament. And yeah, I can't really count all my achievements, but it's more of what I hope to achieve in the future. Because all this stuff is in the past. It really means nothing. All that matters is what happens in the future, and we just take it day by day.
So how would you describe your style of play?
I'm not really sure. I've never been asked that question before. That's a good one. But I don't know. I just kind of like to go with the flow. I have a high baseball IQ, I would think, of myself. So I'm usually prepared for any situation that happens before it happens. And I know what to do if the situation were to occur. I just like to think of myself as a fast-paced player. I like to steal. I like to take extra bases when I can. I like to make things happen on the field. I don't like to sit back and wait for it to happen on its own. I like to do it myself. And I guess that's what you need to succeed in this game, because you can't rely on everybody else to be able to do something that needs to be done. You kind of need to take that into your initiative and get it done when you can, if the chance is given.
What are your 4 pitches that you like to do?
I have a fastball, cutter, slider, and a changeup. My fastball is always effective just because of the speed and the age that I am right now, so not everybody's used to seeing that. I believe all my pitches are effective. I tend to go to my cutter and my changeup more than my slider. But, they're all effective if needed to be. I don't have to use them a lot because, like I said, my age and not everybody's used to seeing the speed that I throw. But when I do need to use them, they're usually very effective, and they keep hitters off balance, and they just help me set up my fastball again.
What do you think you still need to improve on in your game?
There's always something to improve. I can always throw harder. I can always get more hits. Honestly, you should never be what's the word I'm looking for? You should never be satisfied with where you are. You should always want to do better in every aspect that you can, because nobody has ever reached their peak, I would say, especially not at this age. So there's always something you can improve on. Like I said, I want to throw harder. I want to get stronger, hit the ball farther, because I know I have the ability to, as long as I keep working hard like I have been. But yeah, I just want to work on every aspect of my game right now. There's nothing that I feel is at top-notch performance as of right now.
So is there an MLB player who you would say, your game is kind of like, whether it's pitching or as a shortstop?
I don't believe so. I feel like my play style is different. I'm not really sure how to explain it, but I feel like I feel like I'm my own person. I wanna be the person that say they model their game after me. I don't want to say I model my game after someone else. I never really looked at it like that. Like, I wanted to be my own person. I want to be the first one to play like myself.
Who is your favorite MLB player?
I don't have one as of right now. I like to watch all the guys. I believe they're all great players, and I believe I could take something from each and every one of them. Everybody has their own special ability. Everybody has their own talent. I just want to be the best version of myself like I can, and hopefully get to that point.
Do you have a favorite MLB team?
I like the Yankees.
Before a game, what music do you like to listen to either, hype yourself up or calm your nerves?
I really don't get too anxious or hype or anything like that, but I like to listen to music that will get me hyper and anxious. So I like to listen to more of fast-paced music, things like that.
Do you have a favorite artist or anything like that?
I like Lil TJ. I like Lil Baby, A Boogie, Roddy Ricch, all the top guys that are out right now.
Now, we're going to play a quick game of Would You Rather. Would you rather throw a no-hitter or hit a walk-off home run?
I would rather throw in a hitter because I've already hit a walk-off home run, so I've got to experience that, and it felt amazing. I've done it a few times. So I guess I would say I'd rather throw a no-hitter.
Would you rather have 10 strikeouts in a game or go 5 for 5 with all singles?
I'd rather have 10 strikeouts.
Would you rather pitch a perfect game or have 3 grand slams in one game?
3 grand slams in one game. Because I don't think that's ever been done by anyone, so I think that'll be history. I mean, you always have a chance to throw another perfect game, but you'll never have a chance to hit 3 grand slams in one game again.
Would you rather hit for the cycle or hit a walk-off home run?
Probably hit a walk-off home run.
Would you rather have an ERA of 0.24 or a batting average of .780?
A batting average of .780.
And that's
just historic.
Yeah, I gotta give you one bad one. Would you rather give up a walk-off home run as the pitcher or strike out with the bases loaded in the bottom of the ninth?
I think I would rather strike out, honestly.
Now, who was a player you went up against, maybe in a camp, at a showcase, that you would say was the toughest pitcher that you had to hit against? And then, who was a player who you would say was very tough to strike out, like at a showcase, a camp, or anything like that?
The toughest pitcher I've went against, I'm not really sure because I've played against a lot of good competition. All these guys are special. They always have something about them that's different than the other one. Either one throws harder than the other or one has more movement than the other. So I can't really pick one guy that was the toughest pitcher I had to face. All the guys I faced, at like the USA tryouts, at the Perfect Game Festival, the things like that, I can't really choose one player that I've played against that has been the best or better than anyone else because everybody has their own talent and their own special ability that one person doesn't have. So I think it would be really difficult to choose just one person.
What advice would you give to someone younger than you who wants to be in the same position as you are as one of the top-ranked players in the nation?
Like I said, use your own ability. Don't try to do too much. You know what I mean? Like, take what you're given. So if you're a small guy, help the team any way you can. Get on base, steal bases, do something like that. If you're a big guy, hit home runs. If that's what you want, if that's what you can do, then do that. But don't ever try to do too much than what you're capable of, because that's when the coaches are going to start to notice. And that's when your performance is going to start to drop because you're going to be 5'5" and you're going to be trying to hit a home run every at bat and you're just going to end up missing. So just do what you can and also never be too satisfied. Like I said, there's always something you can get better at. So keep getting better. Work every day. There's no reason not to. If you really want to make it in this game, like you said, to where I am maybe, or even greater, because, everybody has the opportunity to be greater than the next. Just don't stop working. You have no reason. You work now, you party later. You work now, you sleep after you retire. But yeah, these are just the years where you have to put in the work and hopefully it all plays out in the future.